Hello everyone, nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. My name is Dmitriy Lavrov. I am a professional trader, a founder of TradeUnity, a top author of TradingView and strategy developer. Today I'm going to make just the second stream market overview, where we will discuss and see different markets from crypto, commodities and stocks. I will share with you my ideas about this market, possible trading opportunities, and uh, if you need something more, if you are interested in different markets, please write in chat. I will read chat and I will pick your questions and requests. After that, we will look at them also. So just short disclaimer, everything I will tell you in this video is just only my personal ideas. It's not a financial advice, only you can be responsible for your trading, and you must know that any trading in the financial markets, it is rather risky. So don't forget about it. I would like to start from Bitcoin because the market made a good, let's say, a good attempt to pass through a very important resistance zone. Today I posted just some ideas about Bitcoin and possible market movements based on the weekly chart. We will look at this weekly chart one more time. Shortly I will just repeat what I tried to explain, and after that we will move to lower time frames about Bitcoin. So just a second. By the way, if just can you give me some feedback how you can see me, how you can hear me? Is it everything okay? Okay, very nice. So let's go. The In order to see the bigger picture, and if you would like to see, and if you want to understand just the market movements in the long run, we need to look at the weekly time frame, at least if you are a really very long-term trader or investor. Probably the monthly charts will be good, but if we use monthly charts, not all indicators can be used with monthly charts because crypto is a new market and we don't have enough statistic for this. Thank you for your feedback one more time. It is great that you can hear me, because I got just a message that sometimes it can be some issues with sound. About monthly charts. So for me, monthly charts is not good because of lack of data, and I'm not so long-term trader. For me, a weekly chart is just a good time frame also. But mainly, I would like to see the daily signals. So if we look at the weekly charts, we have the uptrend. Price broke the previous, let's say. It broke the downtrend line, which confirmed the correction and downtrend movement. Price bounced from simple moving average with 200 period, which acts like a support line. So, and we see a good upward movement. One more time, all trend movements include impulse waves, the movement in the direction of the main uptrend. So as I can see now, it's better, right? So just a second. Okay, it's very nice that you can see me. Just I need to upload the application. Just a second. Well, I should say OBS is a really amazing tool for making such issues. Everything works in different way every time. So from this point of view, it doesn't look like a really solid software. Just I'm trying to connect my my browser to the stream. And I have no ideas why OBS doesn't want to stream this browser. Just new attempt. I'll be back. No, I don't need to restart this application. Okay. Sorry for this case. Let's continue talking about Bitcoin, the weekly chart. I hope you you got some ideas. I talked about that every trend consists of the upward movement, and it consists of impulse waves in the direction of the main trend and correction waves, which are against the main direction. From this point of view, Bitcoin made a good upward movement based on the weekly chart, and now the price reached a really strong support resistance zone. This zone is formed by 6,000 level, which act like a support zone in the past. It was let's say the first bottom after the falling, then price broke it, and now it is a strong resistance zone. Also, this zone is supported by a simple moving average with a 100 period, which is now it acts like a strong resistance line. So the space between this simple moving average and 6,000 level, for us it is the resistance zone. So we have the price, which just try to move about this zone. We have a new candle, weekly candle with open price above this zone. It can be like a signal that the market tries to break this zone, but again, for confirmation that the price will continue the upward movement, I would like to see the breakout above simple moving average with the 100 period, and for this the price will need to move above 6,500. Will it be possible for the market or not? I'm not sure, because such breakouts with such above strong support, above resistance levels or below support zones, they must be supported by fundamental factors, and from this point of view, it's better to to be very careful because, for example, I can't see any strong fundamental news of other factors and in other reasons, fundamental reasons, which can change the demand and supply ratio and support the further upward movement. So any movements without any logic and without any strong support, just fundamental support, mainly they are not so stable. And just if we talk about where we should expect fake signals, false signals, such market conditions will be the perfect one for this. So market at the resistance zone. From this point of view, this zone is the perfect one for correction. And again, the plan is following. Price will be able to correct the upward movement. The first support zone for correction will be 5,000, another zone at 4,000, where any reversals can be used for buying and for medium term, for long term, on lower time frames for short term trading will be good. Bounce reversal signals from 4,000 level and above. I don't think that price will be able to drop below this. We have support zone, which is formed by 4,000 level. Simple moving average with 200 period, like a very strong support line, and the local uptrend line. So we have a strong resistance zone above the price and strong support zone below the price. So for both cases, in order to break these strong support and resistance zones, there must be solid reasons. Now we don't have any solid reasons for upward movement and for for downward movement. So from this point of view, also the most logical price movement, correction, and probably just sideways movement for some period of time. Maybe if we talk about this time frame, maybe several weeks, several months, it will be good. It will depend on the size of candles, how the price will correct, because we can see such huge candle which will push market lower, and the market will be able to reach support zone during several weeks, or maybe it will be just small candles. And for reaching these supports for correction, we will need maybe months. We will see. Now the fact is the price is going to reverse, and it will be logical. So the next thing I would like to draw your attention, it is about signals. For the long run, we have confirmation for the upward movement from MACD lines and histogram, which supports buyers. We also, I will show you. We also have confirmation from ADX, from DMA indicator, which tells us about trend market conditions, because ADX line moves upward and it is above signal level 20. We have DI plus above DI minus, and it tells us about that we have bullish market with trend market condition, and in the long run we have the uptrend. Another thing is I would like to show you RSI indicator, which is not far from the overbought zone. And yes, the market, if we talk about RSI signal, the market has some space for reaching the overbought zone, and it can be like, it will also depend on the size of candles. It can be just the bouncing from simple moving average with 100 period, or we can see the sideways movement at 6,000, and it will be enough for RSI to reach the overbought zone and reverse it, confirming the price reversal. Anyway, the market moves to the overbought status. As for weekly charts, we have such signals. So for just closer look, we need to move to the lower time frames, and the nearest one is the daily chart. So if we look at the daily time frame, we can see the attempt to move above 6,000 level. If we talk about candles and how to read them, and the price action at any levels, lines, so this bullish candle with the close price above 6,000 level tells us about that the market starts breaking the level. The next bullish candle with open price and close price above the support, the resistance level, just come from us that we have the breakout which is in progress, and another bearish candle start telling us about that probably the market will be able to bounce. When we talk about breakouts, there are some different variants how to describe breakout. But from my point of view, it's better to think about breakouts when price will pass a level without touching by body on tails. If price still touches any level, any lines by tails, at least by tails, I think we just have the breakout in progress, but still the price can continue movement in the directional breakout, or the price can also reverse, and we will talk about the reversal, because when we talk about levels, it's not just exact 6,000, it can be like a zone with 100 plus, 100 minus zone above or below this resistance level. So if we talk just only about close price about the level and thinking about it like okay, this price close about the level, it means we have breakout. No, if we think like this, we will have many situations when prices will show you just such pattern with close candles above the line, but the next direction will be downward, because this combination of patterns tells us that the market can see this level, and after strong bullish candles we have small borders, and it means that buyers are not so active in this zone. And if buyers are not so active, sellers can have much more opportunities to push the price lower. And in this case, we will have the price reversal. So you can compare. If we talk about the weekly time frame, the market just has some space for the upward movement. But if we look at the indicators from the daily time frame, we can see that RSI indicator oscillator just was in the overbought zone, then dropped for some time, and I expected the reversal from this level. I thought it will be like 5,600. We had bearish divergence, which is a trend reversal signal. We had overbought market conditions based on RSI. So if the price could break 5,000 level, it could be logical for continuation the downward movement, and we could get this correction. But the market continued the further upward movement and reach another strong resistance zone. It can be like this. Just we won't talk about why. just the fact. We follow the market, and we follow the signals in order to take these signals for building our possible trading model, and following this and using this model for opening trades. Also, we can see that ADX, that DMI indicator still confirms trend market conditions, but ADX line start falling from 50 level. Now we have just another attempt for this line to confirm the strength of buyers. But if the price, if ADX line will reverse without reaching this 50 level one more time, it will be also another signal that buyers are not so strong as they were here or here, and it will be just additional signal confirming the possible downward movement. The same goes about MACD indicator, where we have lines above the signal level 0, and if we get the setup like here, when blue line drops below the orange line, it will be a bearish signal, and here if we get something like this, it will be another bearish signal. We will get another bearish divergence like here, but this time it will be based on MACD. RSI also can support, but I don't like this swing high between these highs. So I will work with bearish divergence if we get it, and it will be stronger than the previous bearish divergence, which was based on these swing highs and based on these highs peaks on indicators. So again, we have the market which reach the first border of the price zone. This price zone can be between 6,000 and 6,500 levels. It can be logical if the price will continue falling and correct this previous upward movement. For confirmation that the market is going to move lower, it's better to get additional signals. Additional signal will be if the price will break the local support uptrend lines. So if we use the daily time frame, we can just draw something like this line, the line which supports the upward movement, and until the price is above this uptrend line, we can think about the strength of buyers, and that the market probably will be able to continue their upward movement. But if the price will break this this uptrend line, it will be just another signal confirming that now sellers are more active and they have more power, and we should expect for the downward movement to the next support levels. Support levels based on the daily time frame are support levels, zones, and lines 5,000. Like we see that market didn't drop below it, reverse and continue the upward movement. The next one is the uptrend line based on these swing lows, which we could draw, and also it can be like a zone between 5,000 and the uptrend line. So this zone can be the reversal. Also, this zone will be supported by simple moving average 100, simple moving average 200. These lines are very strong, and all together they can create a really cool support zone for price reversal and the continuation of the uptrend. If there will be some news supporting the falling, probably this strong support zone can be broken, and in this case the price will continue the fall into this zone, which looks the perfect one for the buying, about 4,000. And I just remind you that this zone is not so strong if we talk about the daily time frame, because the zone formed by different support, simple moving averages and uptrend lines looks much more solid. But this zone, which is at 4,000 level, is much stronger if we talk about weekly time frame. And from this point of view, we need to follow, if we want to get really cool and reliable signals, the higher time frames will provide us stronger signals. And it's possible to buy from this zone if price reach it, probably with stop orders below this uptrend line and simple moving averages. But if the price breaks it, so the next opportunity will be to buy from 4,000 level with stop orders below this line, uptrend line. It will be also below simple moving average 200 from the weekly time frame, and it will be like two zones, interesting zones for buying. Because also we need to take into consideration that if price drops to this zone and bounce it, probably, and there won't be any reasons for further falling, probably the price won't reach this second support zone. And in order not to skip buy opportunities, it's better to start building long position, buy position if you focus in long run, especially starting from the zone below 5,000 and up to 4,000. So if we look at the lower time frame, like 4-hour chart, we can see that the price slides at 6,000. We can draw just, it can be if we talk about 4-hour chart, it can be like a pennant chart pattern, or it can be like triangle if we move on 1-hour time frame. So anyway, it can be a pattern where the breakout will be able to confirm the further upward move, further market movement. If breakout below, so it will be a signal confirming the falling. If breakout will be above the upper line of this chart pattern, it will be a signal confirming the further upward movement. So probably in short term there will be a new attempt. Just remember the weekly chart where we have some space for the upward movement, just about $500, and the market can really try to move one more time to try to break it. It can be during this week, it can be during the next several weeks. So 4-hour chart will just show us this new attempt to pass through this strong resistance level. But if 4-hour chart will give us a reversal signal confirmation, like bouncing and below these lines, if then price drops below, again we can draw this support zone formed by simple moving average 100, simple moving average 200, and you remember this green line. I draw it based on the daily time frame, and it also just supports here it is support it will support the market based on 4-hour time frame. So it will be interesting to watch for the price action in this zone, and if price can pass it, so 5,000 level will be reached with good chances. And if we focus on medium term, it can be good to use for our time frame and watch for the price action at 6,000 and at these simple moving averages, and expect possible trading opportunity. If we're talking about short-term trading, probably the reach in this zone and reversal from this zone will be able, it will be possible to use for buying with profit target at 6,000 level. Just don't forget about a possible attempt to move back and try to break this resistance zone one more time. If not, probably we should wait for some time and wait for correction and buy based on reversals, confirmed reversal signals from levels which I showed you. And it will be, if we talk about proper money management, it will be the perfect situation, and it will be a good example how to follow proper trading rules. We have market conditions, trend market conditions. We have the uptrend, and we buy after correction based on reversal signals in the direction of the main uptrends. Buying now, buying based on the current levels. The current levels are not good because the market didn't give us a correction. It means our entry levels are too far from good possible levels, and it gives us bigger stop loss size and less space for making profits. So if we talk about proper trading in the financial markets, it will be buying based on the current level. It won't be good at all, even if the price continue the upward movement and will never move back to 5,000 or 4,000 level. I really advise to follow, not to focus on this movement, but focus on proper money management and proper trading rules, because it can be just only one case when market won't give you opportunity to enter and join to the trend movement. But when we talk about the long-term trading, such type of mistakes like buying at top, buying before correction, it will be it can give you additional losses, and such type of trading will be able to broke your trading plan, trading strategy, and everything. So it's better to trade properly and not try to catch all possible movements. So if we talk about Bitcoin, we talk about weekly, we talked about daily time frames, and we talk about 4-hour time frames. There are no reasons to move lower to 1-hour time frame, because we will have just the same picture. The price will move in the triangle chart pattern format, and we also should expect for the breakout in one of possible directions. Please let me know if you have any question about Bitcoin, and would you like to see something maybe about other crypto markets. So there are questions from Piotr. Did you read the book about Dmitriy Lavrov, the boy plunger, or the movie The Big Shot? I saw the movie. If we talk about it was a movie, yes, Big Shot, about real estate in the United States, and the time before the world crisis, financial crisis. If we talk about the same film, yes, it was good, and it was really cool from my point of view. Another question from Crypto AZ. If you have time, what is your viewpoint on BTT evaluation? Okay, let's look at LTC. From Stuart, what are your thoughts regarding the price difference on Bitfinex? Well, I think I will look at BTT, and I will look at Litecoin. About the difference, I think it is one of disadvantages of it is one of disadvantages of crypto trading. There are too many exchanges with different prices, and from this point of view, it's not so good if compared with the traditional markets where we have just a little difference, which also can give different trading results. But having such huge difference, like we have the price at 6,000 for Bitcoin from Bitfinex, and we have, to my mind, 5,600. Something like, yes, 5,700 from Bitstamp. 300 difference. Well, if you like arbitrage trading, it's the perfect time for you. But if we talk about trading based on different signals from technical analysis, you need to, I don't know, you need to search for all prices from all exchanges. It will take much more time. It will take much more sources from your side, just in order, and it will give you a lot of signals, different signals, where if we talk about Bitstamp prices, we have some space for 6,000 level. If we talk about Bitfinex prices, we don't have such space like on Bitstamp, and it's not good. I prefer, for me, difference is not just so great problem, because for me it's more important to get and to catch the main direction. The difference can be, but when we talk about the main directions, they will be closely the same with different prices. If we talk about Bitcoin, again, with Bitstamp, without Bitstamp, with Bitfinex prices, we need a correction movement. So that's all. BTT against. Let's look at this market against. Thank you, Piotr, for this book, for recommendation. I will try to read it. To my mind, we talk about this market and the daily time frame. So I remember, to my mind, we talked about this market also during the previous stream, and as far as I remember, I talk about it like a market which doesn't have good history. In order to apply indicators, in order to apply any technical analysis, I guess it is a very small market. Just I can guess because of such candles which we have. These type of markets, something like this, which I guess was released just several months ago, it's better to use fundamental analysis only and nothing more. So we had the price movement upwards when the market release. It can be like just only pump without any reasons, without any support from fundamental news. After that, the market started correcting and moved to more realistic price. If we this market is against Bitcoin. If we talk about this coin against fiat, so we have just closely the same picture where we can't use any tools. So yes, the market at possible bottom. So technical indicators won't tell you. In this case, I mean the case of a new market without any good solid history, without solid background. Here we talk about all possible new markets for crypto. Here we talk about all possible penny stocks, where we also can see just closely the same situation after releasing shares. So only fundamental analysis. If you believe that this project has some potential, if it can be if it can fulfill the potential, if you believe in technology, if you believe in team, if you believe in the positive crypto around it, it's possible to invest some part of deposit. But again, you must have solid reasons supporting this supporting your decision to invest. And of course, you can invest only just for such markets. If I were you, I just invested maybe 5, maybe 10%, not more, because all new markets they are unpredictable, unstable, and if we talk about just making trading portfolio, it's better to include markets with not only good potential for profit, but also it's better to think about possible risk and just make a good balance between profitable financial instruments in your trading portfolio and stable financial instruments, which really can be stable. They can be stable in the long run, and they can give you profit, not so much, but still. So I have no other ideas like buying based on the current levels and expecting that in some time, if the project is really cool and blah blah blah, it will be profitable, because this movement is just something like pumping and nothing more. So the next question was about Litecoin, and Litecoin we have Bitfinex, and we have Bitstamp prices 75, $5 difference. So again, we have different prices, right? But the price movements are close to the same. The market confirmed, the market made good upward movement, corrected it. We could use the signal level. It is the downtrend line from lower time frames, and the breakout about this line. The breakout about this signal line, if we talk about the daily time frame, if we talk about 4-hour time frame, it is the downtrend line for the downward movement. So it could be a signal for buying. The price broke, and it gave us the signal about continuation the uptrend movement. Also, we can draw the uptrend line. It can be based on, it can be the starting point. Then we can use these swing lowers as the second second lowers. This one we can make it like this because in this case we can consider that price just didn't reach the uptrend line, but bounced from from the zone not far from the uptrend line. And we use this third swing lower, which just can tell us and support the idea that the market continues the upward movement. So until the price will stay above this uptrend line, we will have the uptrend, just one of possible instruments and tools which allow us to understand in which market conditions we are working. We work. So if the price broke this uptrend line, we will have another support lines based on moving averages, again with the 100 period and 200 periods. Such moving averages, just remind you, with big periods, they really can be used like tools, allowing you to get understanding about the direction of market movement. They are strong. The higher periods, just the longer trend um, can be used. I started using 100 as the main trend line, but I also decided several months ago. I also decided to add 200 period moving average, because when price breaks 100 and it gives us a trend reversal signal, price reaches 200 period and bounces, and we have just not a trend reversal, just we have a deeper correction and continuation of the previous trend. So it was the reason for me to add in using also simple moving average with the 200 period. So Litecoin looks bullish. It gave signal for buying. If Bitcoin will make a new attempt to reach to break the resistance zone, and as all crypto coins correlated with Bitcoin, so with upward movement for Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and other coins can also try to follow the main market. So, and in this case, we will see at least the attempt to reach 100 level. How it will be successful or not, we will see. If we talk about indicators, MACD histogram supports this momentum. MACD lines also support the upward movement. If we talk about DMI, which tells us about market conditions and the strength of buyers or sellers, we have trend market condition, bullish trend, but I don't like how the X line starts just moving sideways. It can be a signal that this upward movement probably won't be so strong. So from this point of view, again, it will be just not a good signal confirming the strength of buyers. If buyers are not strong, doesn't have power to push the market higher, the upward movement won't be stable and it can reverse anytime. But now we have the continuation of the uptrend. There was a question about Stratus, to my mind, right? Stratus against USD. Okay, let's look at Stratus. Stratus against USD. So if we talk about this market, we have just following. If we talk about Stratus, the price is the market doesn't have the uptrend. It slides, it moves sideways, not far from a possible bottom. So for us, this level like 0.80, it can be like the first border of the price zone, which can be between 0.55. So if we combine these two levels, there will be the support zone. If we talk about this market, and based on this current situation, we have possible buy opportunity with stop below this this support zone, and if price in the market can stay above this support zone, it can be used like a starting point for the for possible upward movement. For this, the price will need to move above again these important simple moving averages with 200 and 100 periods. And for confirmation the uptrend movement, we will need to get a new swing high higher than this one, because when we talk about trend movements, we also can get signals from just only markets. For uptrend, we need higher highs, higher lows. I'm talking about swing highs and swing lows. So when we talk about any downtrend, we need lower lows and lower highs. If we talk about this market, we have let's say here is swing highs, swing lows. We will have swing high. If price bounces from this level, we will have higher swing low, and for confirmation the uptrend, we need the breakout above, let's say 1.30 level. So if yes, it will be possible to talk about starting a new bullish trend. If not, also if price continues the sideways movement, now we have the price at support zone, and buying based on the reversal signals also will be logical, even if the price continue the sideways movement just in borders of just between this support zone, and here we can draw just the resistance zone, so like this. Again, such type of markets, just as I can see, it's only logical to, and just let's say it's good idea to trade this market in the long run, buying, because there are too many unpredictable movements. This market is lower. You can see different candles like this, telling us about maybe not manipulations, but just rather strange movements. In order to skip everything like this and follow real trend movement, a real market movement, it's better to use higher time frames and higher variants for trading, like long-term trading. Maybe at least the lowest one can be medium-term trading. In the long, the question from Piotr about the long-term perspective for Bitcoin, 100 or 100,000. I don't think it will be 100. At least now we don't have any ideas, any fundamental factors which can support such falling. If Bitcoin will drop to 100 level, for me and for many other people, it will be like the game over for the crypto idea, for the crypto project, let's say like this. Because if we talk about solid markets, it's impossible to reach 20,000 level and drop to 100. So nobody will trust it anymore. As for reaching 100,000 level, it will depend on different factors again, and I don't support ideas that the price will be at 100,000 level in 3 years, and there are too many factors which can change this plan. We don't know these factors. During on the previous stream, I talked about it was a news that India thinks about banning crypto. So if India will ban crypto, it will be one story. If India won't ban crypto but support crypto and other countries support crypto, it will be another story. We don't know the future, and just only can predict that maybe in some time it has potential to reach 100,000 level because of several reasons. We have limited number of coins, we have just a market, just small market, and we have the market which is new with some potential, which can this market will be able to fulfill this potential. How it will be done, when it will be done, it is another question. But for me, moving to 100,000 level is more supported by logic and fundamental factors which will be able to support this movement. Then, if we talk about, if compared with the fall into 100. So, and there was a question about Ripple. If we talk about Ripple against Bitcoin, it's not the perfect picture at all. So the downtrend and the market has paid for the fall-in. So if you trade against Bitcoin, probably buying it's not the best deal at all. If we talk about Ripple against fiat, if against USD, we have following. Again, market doesn't have the bullish trend. Litecoin, Ethereum, Dash, EOS, they are in bullish trend. Ripple, no. Again, price is at possible bottom between two levels, which we use just like a strong support zone. And again, for confirmation, the upward movement, the starting of a new bullish trend, we need the breakout above 200 periods simple moving average, which is now acts like the downtrend line, and the breakout above this level will be like a signal confirming possible uptrend movement. We will get a new swing high, but look at this. We have swing low about this zone. We have another swing low, which is lower than the previous one. And if we get a swing high lower than the previous one, it will be confirmation for further downward movement. So it will be possible to see an attempt to break below 0.30 level and reach 0.25 level. But if the price continue the upward movement and breaks this level, we will need to get a new swing lower, if we talk about the bullish trend, which will be higher than the previous one, this one. So we will need something like such market movements if we talk about the continuation and the starting of a new uptrend movement. So from this point of view, again, it can be like the same story and the same possible trading opportunity like with the Stratus. Now the price is not far from possible bottom. It is at support zone. Even if the price continue the sideways movement, buying at the current levels will be logical, and it can be maybe it can be even profitable. But again, I would like to not to risk too much with this market, because it's very strange that other altcoins move upward, Ripple moves sideways. So it means probably the project has some I don't know, technical issues. Maybe there is no strong interest like it was when this market made historical highs. It's rather strange. If it's rather strange, it's better to get more signals confirming possible market movements. And again, use only proper money management. Only proper money management with stop loss orders, just in order not to lose too much with this unstable market. And so again, it's possible to buy, but if I could add this market to my portfolio, probably I just invested maybe 5%, not more. In other markets, it is. MCO, sorry, I don't forget. Monarch, Binance. Let's look at the prices from Bittrex. Sorry, just a second. Again, about Monarch, the market was interested in 2017. It could be used. It could be used for trading portfolio, but now there is a question. What is the potential of this coin? We can see, yes, this coin, this market has the uptrend. It is stable uptrend. It could give just possible buy signals based on the reversal from a possible support zone. It could give the buy signal based on breakout above simple moving average 200 period. So these two buy signals could be used for buying and holding. Now again, the same story like with Bitcoin. The price made good upward movement, and we see that probably there will be a correction. DMI indicator confirmed trend market condition, bullish trend, but the X line start falling, and it falls really just from 70 level to below 50. It can be like a first signal of possible correction, and correction can be deep up to 3 level, because we will have again a combination of the first support will be at let's say 4 level, because it was like a bottom where the price this line hold the market for some time. But after that, the price dropped, moved back again, saw this level, bounced it, and broke it. So when the market will correct the upward movement, this support line will be important for the market, and we will be able to expect for reversal from this market, from this zone, or if the price breaks it, the another one will be between moving averages, and it will be at just around 3 or maybe a little bit higher levels. So this market again, if this is, let's say it's a new market if compared with Bitcoin. Every new market, every small market, first of all, you need to think about the perspective movements based on fundamental factors. How strong the project is. What about the potential, what about the team, what about the product. Will it be interesting? Because if the team is good, the project is strong from technical point of view, but the product just people don't need this product, again it will play against this market, and maybe short-term movement, upward movement will be good, but in the long run, market will have some problems with just providing you good and stable trends and profits as a result. As for stocks, yes, I would like to talk about stocks, and I see it's there are interesting stock markets. Like I would like to talk about Apple and Tesla. Apple is interesting market. it is interesting market because of several reasons. To my mind, it is still one of the biggest company in the world. At least the capitalization is above $1 trillion. Maybe I can just be wrong with some data, but the idea is it is one of the biggest company in the world, and that's why just if you think about crypto and you think crypto is good market, just compare capitalization of one company and capitalization of the whole market, which is in several times less than just capitalization of one company. What is interesting with Apple? The market is not far from it is just top level of capitalization. So for further growing capitalization as a result for this shares price also will need to move upwards. There must be something cool from Apple, new products, new sales, increasing sales, and so on. Everything which supports the further uptrend, which we have since January of 2019. We have a good uptrend, but we don't have any new products, and the sales also falls. From this point of view, it looks like the uptrend is not solid, and it is not far from possible reversal. We have a possible, we got already a possible reversal signals. Again, they were based on bearish divergence, which was formed by bearish divergence, double bearish divergence, which is strong signal supporting a trend reversal. The price made new highs, and MACD histogram just didn't support these highs, and the histogram made 3 lower peaks. It means there is something wrong with the upward movement. And again, we also could use just the signal level. For this market, the signal level confirming possible market movement and confirmation for the at least correction. It was 200 level. It is a psychologically important level. It is just round number level. And if price could drop below it, so we could expect the further correction and possible trend reversal. But the market made the upward movement. It reached the previous another resistance, which was formed by this swing upward movements, swing lows, when price bounced from it and continue and made the new high. And again, the price reached this level, and we see it can be called like pin bar, it can be called like hammer, to my mind, if we talk about traditional names for reversal candlestick patterns. Anyway, this bullish candle, it is a reversal candlestick pattern. Reversal, not trend, just price reversal. After that, we saw just the market opening with a huge gap again. So we had several gaps in this area, and just it can give us a signal that the market is not so stable. There are differences in describing the value of shares. So we have such movements with gaps. Today we have a bullish candle, but the gap is not closed. At least we can talk about this market like the market with the uptrend, which continues for, let's say, 5 months or about it, and which gave us a strong trend reversal signal before. Now the price bounced from the resistance level. I would like to talk about this market like a possible market which will give us the correction movement, and if the price broke this uptrend line, which we could draw based on these swing lows, if the price dropped below this one, we will be able to see the fall in the correction movement to the lower support level zones. They also can be based on levels like 175 or 160, 144, 150, and we can use also moving averages like support lines too, and we can expect the reversal from these lines also. What about stock trading? There are again, if we talk about the nature, it's better to search for buy opportunities, because everyone is interested in company development and company growth, and just short opportunities fallings can be limited by space. But if we talk about the upward movements, they don't have such borders and limits, and they can give you much more profit than short term. The same goes about crypto. The market is new with some potential. It's better to search for buy opportunities only, but use corrections like just possible signals to be ready that market will correct the previous movements and give us buy opportunities. I don't want to short from these levels, but I would like to see the correction movement, get the reversal signals, and buy. From this point of view, this market is interesting, but if we talk about buying based on the current levels, we have a good chances to get another bearish candles, and also again, if we talk about trading proper trading with the proper money management, we have to use stop orders, and buying from this level will give us a stop which we must to place below this uptrend line, let's say like this. We will have a huge stop and very limited space for the profit. Risk reward ratio won't be good, so it's better to wait, at least if you are looking for possible short-term, medium-term trading based on the buying. It will be interesting to see the price action in this at 200 level. Probably it will give buy opportunity, and buy based on confirmed reversal signals from this zone. And of course, watch for the price action at the uptrend line. If the breakout this line, if the price breaks this line, we'll be ready to see the further following and new buy opportunities from the lower levels. But Tesla market looks much more interesting, and it looks much more interesting from starting from the daily time frame, weekly time frame. We see the price, this zone between 250 and 240, it is really strong support zone. Let's say how the market acts with this zone. We can see just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 reversals from this zone. The first 3 times this zone acted like a resistance zone, and when the price moved above it, it acted like support zone. It was 2 weeks ago when the market just made an attempt to broke this support zone, this strong support zone. And if we got a new bearish candle, weekly candle, we could think about it. The market is going to develop the further downward movement, and the price will be able to reach 200 level, just another support zone below, between 200 and 180 level. But the previous week gave us the reversal, and we got a new bullish candle with the close price above this support zone. And this pattern tells us about It can be also like inside bar. It can be also used like reversal candlestick pattern. This setup tells us about the price can or is going to bounce, and if so, the price is not far from the price is at support zone. And if, for example, the price broke this signal, an important downtrend line, which can be just, if we talk about drawing it properly, we can use it like this one, maybe like this one. If price breaks this downtrend line, it can be possible to buy, because the market is oversold, and we have confirmation for the price reversal from this zone. You can see RSI moves from oversold zone upwards. It is a bullish signal. We see MACD lines started moving upwards. It will be a good support for the buyers. And MACD histogram also support the upward movement. If we talk about the strength of sellers, we had downtrend, but now the ADX line starts falling. It tells us that sellers are not so strong now. If they are not so strong, and if there will be the breakout about this trend line, it will be possible to open a very interesting buy position, again with stop losses below this swing low, and with profit targets at the previous resistance levels. So this market should be added to a watch list. So about stock market, I like stock markets, and I traded these markets using CFD contracts, but now I'm trying for several months to move and start trading like it should be, with direct access to exchanges, using solid brokers, interactive broker providing such opportunities, using all infrastructure, which is so amazing for stock trading. And also I'm interested in penny stocks, because penny stocks, from my point of view and what I could see and what I could learn, penny stocks, even I should say, they're much more interesting than crypto, because they can provide better trading opportunities with better potential profit. It's rather simple to trade in stock markets using professional trading. I mean, it's simple, maybe not for beginners, because you will need to spend more time for learning about trading platforms which are professional, additional software like screeners which can search for markets based on exact parameters which you need. So from this point of view, stock markets are really very interesting for manual trading. And if crypto doesn't provide good trading opportunities time by time, like 2018, stock markets, penny markets can provide you trading opportunities every day. From this point of view, yes, I advise to focus on also to add stock markets in your portfolio. Again, if we talk about stable trading, if we talk about profitable trading in the long run, it's better to use different markets. It's better to use different approaches for trading. It's better to use different strategies for trading, different time frames for trading, different methods for trading. My base setup is algo trading for Forex, manual trading for stocks, short-term trading, medium-term trading, long-term trading. If we talk about markets with low capitalization, if we talk about markets with top capitalization, top markets like Apple, Tesla, Facebook, and stuff like this, and crypto like markets for investing. So combining at least these three markets can make trading much more stable than just focusing on only one market. About other question. So I replied about investing in penny stocks from USA. Yes, when we talk about stock trading, I think it's better to focus on US market and this region, because we have a lot of companies, good liquidity, and good infrastructure for trading. So it's better to use it, and a lot of brokers focus on trading for United States markets. For some people can be interested to trade cannabis, and for cannabis it looks like Canadian stocks will be in priority. But still, if you are looking for penny stocks, the best choice will be United States markets. It looks like we talk about the main markets, and we talk about Bitcoin, we talk about crypto, and we talk about the most interesting, from my point of view, interesting top capitalization markets from stock. I think it's time to finish our stream. I want to say thank you very much for spending your time with me, and thank you very much for your questions. I hope you get some ideas about crypto markets and about these two markets from stocks. I want to tell you that this Wednesday we are going to make I hope very interesting live stream about algo trading. We will talk about our robot, about its performance, how it works, about ideas how it can be improved, about our future steps for maybe we will talk about our copy trading platform which we develop now. And we will talk about current results and what should we expect from algo trading, and why we need algo trading, just like the main idea of this stream. Please subscribe to our channel, just not to miss this opportunity. We will do the best for making this stream interesting for everyone, not only for our members. If you know nothing about algo trading, just join us, and you will get interesting information which you will be able to use for a purpose. If you like this stream, please support it by clicking like button. If you have anything to tell me, if you want to advise something, if you want to tell me how to improve the streams, welcome to comments. I will be glad to read your comments and get your feedback. Also, just if it's not difficult for you, please subscribe to our channel. So we are going to make a lot of interesting content, not only streams, just we started from streams, and there will be tutorials, there will be short videos about trading, investing, money management, and something like this, which will help you to trade properly. Thank you very much. Have a nice week. Have a profitable week. See you next time. Bye bye.